That time I threw my cue down and walked off, really wound Mark up. He thought I was disrespecting him. But honestly, you can put all the blame on me for that one. Just look at referee Jan Verhaas's face. Even he looked properly fed up. It was obvious Mark was at it again. Slowing the game right down, he'd been thinking about that position for nearly 4 minutes. I was sat in my chair grinding my teeth. And even Jan Verhaas, who has seen it all, looked thoroughly cheesed off. Got to hand it to Mark though. His ability to control the tempo of a match is second to none. When he is up against someone who plays like me, he has always got his tactics sorted. After 4 minutes of deliberation, the shot didn't look particularly special. The brown was already in a natural position for laying a safety. Mark rolled up nicely behind a red without considering the next colour. So you knew he was going to play a safety shot. By this point I'd been sitting there for nearly 5 minutes. So I just played an escape shot. To be fair, everyone could see I wasn't seriously trying to escape. I was just letting off steam. Only someone with my temper would do something like that. Anyone else, even if they were fuming inside, wouldn't be quite so bloody minded about it. Bear in mind I was 38 points behind with only 2 reds left on the table. If I didn't start playing proper escape shots, the frame was basically done. My second escape brought the house down. Absolute textbook Morkathon. That was partly down to Mark making a slight error with his safety. This match was the 2009 Masters final. Mark was the defending champion, so facing me was a massive test for him. But he fancied his chances. He'd just beaten me the previous season to win his first ranking title, so he had a game plan for dealing with me. Mark played brilliant safety here. The red at the bottom of the table was perfectly snookered behind the blue. The middle red was impossible to escape to without leaving something on, so I could only go for the red up near the top cushion. Then I made this completely unforced error. The red was there in plain sight, but I somehow managed to hit the brown instead. Even I was a bit baffled. That sort of basic mistake just shouldn't happen after the 4-point penalty. Mark was on the verge of being ahead. One more red and he could get over the line. Mark started playing the waiting game again. Jan Verhaas' face said it all. I was so bored I started messing about with my cue after over 2 minutes thought. Mark still didn't go for it, just played another safety and waited for his chance. My escape shot was pretty decent, controlled the cue ball nicely, left it tight on the cushion to make his shot more awkward, and didn't leave either red on. Mark made a slight mistake here, tried to get safe on a red, but the weight was fractionally off. Fortunately for him, he didn't leave anything. After a few exchanges, Mark was the first to slip up. I was 38 behind, but there were 43 points left on the table. Definitely a way back in theory. That 2009 Masters was really where our rivalry kicked off. From then on, the fans labelled us as sworn enemies. We represented 2 extremes of snooker, whether it is natural ability, playing style, temperament, or how we carry ourselves. We stood on opposite sides of everything, but great players never truly hate each other. As the years go by, what is left is mutual respect, because only we know what it takes, how much sweat and graft goes into lifting that trophy. That pot on the red tight to the cushion was absolutely outrageous. I very rarely miss at the crucial moments. Not just that red, but throughout my entire career. I've pushed the limits of what is possible in snooker time and time again. That was probably one of the most emotional moments of my career. After winning the title, to hold back the tears in my eyes, I just poured the bottle of water straight over my face. The entire crowd stood up. The applause and cheers instantly filled the whole arena. Honestly, I didn't expect such a massive reaction. That long distance red went straight in. It was a decent shot. Really, lit up would have been a quiet venue. More importantly, the cue ball came off the cushion, carefully avoided the red, and successfully got position on the black. Holding match point, I was back at the table thanks to that bit of accuracy. This was the 2018 UK Championship final, the closest I'd ever been to becoming the UK Championship King. At that point I already had 6 UK titles. Win this frame and I'd surpass my idol Steve Davis's record of 6 titles from 1987. I'd become the undisputed UK Championship King among active players. Just part of the second black, and the director was already putting up the 147 graphic. With any other player, they'd wait until at least 7 reds were gone before doing that. I'm probably the only one in the world the director trusts that much to encourage players to go for 147s. World Snooker had increased the maximum break prize for this UK Championship from the original £5,000 to £40,000, plus another £10,000 for the highest break. So if I could pull this off, not only would I get the £200,000 winner's check, I'd pocket an extra £50,000, potted that one and split the pack perfectly at the same time, successfully getting on the black below. But the table wasn't fully open yet. To complete a maximum, I had to be extra careful. Sitting courtside having a drink was Mark Allen, despite his aggressive style earning him the nickname the Pistol from fans. Against me with my eyes on the trophy, he could only sit there for 4 frames straight. Extremely no middle pocket shots were still effortless. As my signature weapon on the road to success, no professional player could match my middle pocket potting. I was 43 at that point. Many players start declining after 35, but I kept evolving through the years thanks to my love for snooker. It's exactly this fearless attitude, always pushing for the peak, that let me break record after record. By now, all the reds scattered around the black were potted. Next I had to figure out how to deal with the pack below the pink. Whether I could clear up in one visit depended on this crucial shot. To secure this frame, I didn't rashly attack the cluster of 4 reds. Instead, I chose to kick away 2 problem balls while getting position on the red below the pink, the safest way to break down the table, 55. One step at a time. After potting the blue, I got nice position on the middle pocket red. This meant Allen and his seat would struggle to get another chance at the table. All I had to do was pot the 3 remaining reds, and I'd easily clear up for the frame.
The man in the studio, the great Steve Davis.
Gene himself up, Tottenham to himself. These last few pots.
The clearance blue dropped. The director cut to Allen again. His eyes looked vacant. In his mind, I wasn't just about to become the new champion. I was an opponent he'd never overcome in his lifetime. This shot, I wanted to keep breaking up the pack below. Unfortunately, didn't have enough power. The cue ball got snookered, but to make my opponent completely give up, I still picked up my cue without hesitation. Out of options, I chose to hit it hard and go for a long pot to a corner. Sadly, too difficult. Missed it. As I was about to leave the table, Allen stopped me. With no hope of winning, he chose to concede and graciously offered his congratulations. Seeing this, every single person in the crowd stood up with the warmest applause and cheers, celebrating my breakthrough and history-making moment.